Hello, how you doing? My name is Deno Campbell. I'm the assistant head football coach over at DeMatha High School. I've been involved with the program for 30 seasons now.
Thanks, Coach. Over the course of your career, how many college coaches have you come across at DeMatha?
That's a good question. That's a good question, Mike. We probably have at least, in the football program at least, we have every college that comes in from east of the Mississippi. Every one of those colleges will come and visit us. Probably every other year, schools that are west of the Mississippi will come in as well.
So basically, you think probably hundreds.
Oh, undoubtedly. Certainly, that's probably an understatement. Hundreds. We're probably approaching 300 or so, if not more, every football season.
And how many colleges visit DeMatha in all? I mean, more. I've got to be more now.
Oh my goodness, that's a question that's a big number. My guess would be, for baseball, you probably have less because their budgets are a little bit smaller than football and basketball. But for basketball, for sure, and football, we're going to have every major college in the country that's going to come through our doors at least once a year.
And why have you recommended the websites of Recruit DMV, Recruit South, Recruit North, and West Recruits to DeMatha athletes and other coaches and programs around the country?
First of all, I've started working with the program probably about 4 or 5 months ago. I started to see some of the importance of what's going on in terms of kids being recruited some kids are being missed. I mean, obviously our 4- and 5-star athletes get wonderful opportunities and coaches coming to see them, but we do have those 1- and 2-star guys, however you want to rank them, that somehow sometimes get slipped through the cracks. The other thing I like about Recruit DMV specifically, along with the other websites, is the academic component. We're in a position where we can upload information about their transcripts, etc. And every coach that comes through the door, the first question they ask is, can the kid qualify academically to play for our school?
So what do you think makes this site different, and what have your experiences been working with the guys when they were putting together the design and development of the sites?
Well, one thing is the bottom line is the academic component. I think that's as important as anything else that's going on with this. In order for a youngster to have a complete profile or resume, as we call them as well, the academic portion of it has to be filled out incomplete or completely. So these kids can now learn and figure out how to tie in their academics with their athletic recruitment as they move forward. We all know that if you don't have the grades, it's no use for the kid to even continue in terms of pursuing certain schools. So we want to put them in a situation where their academics match their athletics.
Coach, what would you say to other coaches about the websites that are being put out there to cover each region of the country?
First of all, it's wide sweeping. Before it's all said and done, every college coach in the country will be in the database. Every high school coach in the country will be in the database. So these young men and women have an opportunity to reach out to colleges that may fit them perfectly in terms of their profile, in terms of their academic needs, in terms of their athletic needs moving forward. It gives them an opportunity for closure for some of the different coaches and colleges. And when I say closure, I mean this. They can send their profile out to any one of these different colleges. Colleges have an opportunity to take a look at their profiles and let them know right up front, hey, you either need to work academically in this area to kind of fit into our program, or athletically you need to work on X, Y, and Z moving forward. So they have that sense of closure, or at least an opportunity to know what they need to work on.
That's something that I think that most parents would really embrace also. There's been a lot of negativity about recruiting young, unproven athletes. How does the site approach this?
The site in itself, this isn't about 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. It really isn't about that. It's more about giving the kids an opportunity to match their skill set with a specific college, a college that is in need of whatever their talents are, whether it be high academic standards and or athletic standards that meet the needs of a certain school.
Now, I know the system has a component where they encourage the involvement of the high school coaches to keep track and to actually be able to look at the profiles the athletes create. Does that seem different from some of the other programs that you've seen?
Actually, it's 100% different because I don't know of any other recruiting service where the high school coach is 100% involved in the process. Not only that, can validate their resume and or their profile before that information gets to the college and or the recruiting service.
Now, finally, can you say that DeMatha has pioneered in some ways college recruiting?
Well, bottom line is this. I mean, I know 25 years ago, our head coach at the time started a recruiting service that has kind of catapulted us into one of the top recruited schools in the country. I think that this new program, Recruit DMV, Recruit West, Recruit South, Recruit North, closely matches that program and exceeds it from a couple of different areas. One being the academic component. Second being the opportunity to get closure from the different colleges. Secondly, or third, an opportunity for kids in the 7th and 8th grade to create a profile, build that profile year to year, and get that information out publicly to whether it be to their potential high school coach or their potential college coach.
Now, you mentioned closure a couple of times. What do you mean by closure?
No. Sometimes you're going to hear the word no. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That gives you an opportunity for an institution to tell you, hey, this is not going to work for us. That also puts the high school coach in a better situation, because at that point, not only does the high school coach know, but also the parents and the player knows that, hey, we have to look for a different or a separate opportunity.
Really appreciate your time with this, and we look forward to your continued success in your season. And go Stags!
Thank you very much. On to the playoffs.